right, is the bull market over, or do we think it's headed for new all-time highs? That's the only thing you have to answer right now. If we think this bull market is over, then basically get the hell out, right? But if we think it's headed for new all-time highs, then we should be getting in on the dip, right? So I'm firmly in the camp where I think we're headed for new all-time highs. And here today, I'm going to talk about some of the dips that I'm buying right now. Of course, I like the Ethereum ecosystem. I've been saying ETH should outperform Bitcoin. Been saying that for a long time now, right? But now, basically, it looks like I've spoken a lot about ETH, and now I'm going to talk about a few coins that are outside of the ETH ecosystem. Two major narratives that I think are going to do pretty well. Okay, first of all, Bitcoin. I was saying around here, I was like, okay, we're going to retest 116K, right? And it's popped up. It's so tricky. And then it comes back to retest 116K. And look at this. So basically, we're about just like 5 hours, 6 hours away from the weekly close here. And so it looks like we're about to close with a topping tail and another topping tail. Like, that's a cause for alarm, right? That's a cause for alarm, as I've been saying. And the only reason why I'm not fully panicking right now is because we see all the stocks are still kind of holding up. So I think this is still like a fake move, a scam move from the from Bitcoin and the crypto space. Now, Ethereum, on the other hand, Ethereum gives me hope because look at the weekly close here on Ethereum. We're about, as I say, about 6 hours away, 5 hours away from the weekly close on Sunday. And look at this. The current level is 4,500. If we can hold this 4,500 level in the next few hours, then it doesn't look bearish. It doesn't look like a topping tail. It just looks like, some selling pressure. And it looks like that chart pattern is not bearish. It looks like we can sort of even push up in the next 2 weeks, right? I'll try to find one similar to that. So for example, this bar is similar to what we're having right now, this bar here, but of course, Ethereum pulled back for 3 weeks and then kept on going. What's another bar that looks like this? The not quite here. But, usually in, okay, here's a good one. See here, this bar kind of looks like it's not quite a topping tail. We have some green here, but the green is halfway up the length of the bar, right? And we closed here. And then a massive weekly green bar followed. So do I still think on the weekly, if we close here, do I still think we're going to 4,100? If we close here on the weekly above 4,500, then I think there's a good chance we continue going up. But of course, as we know, that depends on Bitcoin. And Bitcoin doesn't look that bullish right now. Bitcoin looks like it wants to pull back and consolidate for another week or two. But if we look on the daily chart, then what I think is going to happen is we're doing an ABC pattern. A, B, pop up, C, leg down, and we touch this 4,000-ish or at best 4,100 level. As I explained in my last video, we go here, right? So look, this is one of those times where what I can say is for Bitcoin, I think more pullback for Bitcoin, and it's looking weaker. For Ethereum, I think ETH is actually looking stronger. If it's possible that ETH goes on a solo run by itself and it keeps on pushing up higher and actually possible try to touch that new all-time high again at around 4,800. So this is the time where for Bitcoin, I will say that I lean towards it going down, right? Not a lot more, but at least the retest of 116K, 115K, wick through 115, 114K, and then bounce up, right? That'd be the optimistic scenario. For Ethereum, as I said, both scenarios can happen. So on Bitcoin, I lean towards one direction. On Ethereum, I'm undecided right now because of how strong this bounce has been. But you would think that if Bitcoin went down that much, then ETH would probably follow it down with as well. Then that would give us the ABC pattern. So okay, I'm more confident on where Bitcoin's going than where ETH is going. But what are the two narratives that I'm seeing, right, that's outside of the Ethereum ecosystem, which I'm very bullish on the ETH ecosystem, but these are two major narratives outside the ETH ecosystem, and I think they're going to do well as well. Before we answer that question, first let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo Jimenez use? Well, Pablo uses this exchange that's non-KYC. That means you don't need to show any ID. That means the IRS can't see you. The tax office can't see you. FBI, CIA, nobody can see you. Total privacy. That's why I made this deal with them. Trade with Pablo, and they give out weekly, not monthly, weekly prizes for up to $25,000, right? Just by trading. And this is not for the entire exchange-wide competition. This is just for Pablo's followers, just by being in this Pablo campaign. So basically deposit, and they get, futures bonuses just by depositing. And every week, right, they have these prizes, $2,000 US, 4,000, 8,000, 15,000, 25,000 just by trading, right? The basically trading, if you're leading trading volume, or if you trade on profit and loss, P&L, right? That's all possible. Okay, limited time only offer, folks, because this offer ends on the 11th of September. 11th of September. Okay, let's get back to the markets. If you're watching this on YouTube, then the link is in the description below. The link is in the description below. But if you're watching this on some other platform such as this one, then that's okay. Just click on my profile page, and there is my link tree or Stan link. We click on that, and it should be the first deal that pops up. Okay, let's get back to the markets, folks. First deal, because it's a great deal. Let's get back to the markets, folks. But remember, this is only on the Pablo Jimenez link. This deal is only on the Pablo Jimenez link. So ETH is here now. What's the one major narrative that I think is going to basically could outperform ETH? Well, the market is giving us a clue right now. Look at today. Everything is kind of just making a small bounce, right? Arbitrum doing well, right? That's the ETH layer 2. But what's this coin that's been making a big bounce at 15%? It's Link, isn't it? Link USDT. Now, folks know that I've been talking about Link for quite a while now. If you're inside my Discord, I've been talking about Link for the, at least 4 or 5 months ago. And I think I've mentioned it recently as part of the coins that I think will do well. If I haven't, all right, here's the update. And I've spoke about it a few months ago. So the reason why Link will do well, as we all know, is because Link is the oracle, right, to all of we've been saying this for 3 years, is the oracle to all of the data that needs to happen on chain. So for example, just very quickly, the way it works is like this. Right now, everyone's talking about stable coins. Everyone's talking about real world assets, tokenization, because that's what Trump wants, that's what BlackRock wants, and BlackRock estimates something like $110 trillion of world assets are going to be tokenized. But here's the problem. Say, for example, with stable coins, if you want to take your stable coins and you want to buy something into a BlackRock product, like what it's called Buildle, like building, but they call it Buildle, spelled with an L at the end, like hodl, like hold, spelled differently with an L at the end. It's a crypto degen thing. The Buildle ETF that BlackRock creates is basically about on-chain holding the U.S. Treasury bills and earning those yields of 4.5%, but receiving them on-chain. Receiving them is tokenizing the U.S. Treasury bill market. But here's the problem, right? If you go on, see, CRV, or if you go on Aave, if you go on one of these crypto websites and you want to put $1,000, whatever amount, into U.S. Treasury bills, because it's being tokenized, it's RWA, real world assets, all these hot narratives. If you want to do that, how do you know what interest rate the RWA is offering right now at this second? You're going to have to call a primary dealer. You're going to have to call a primary dealer at the New York Stock Exchange, right, to find out and to say, hey, look, what yields are you offering me right now in real time at this second? That's what Chainlink does, right? It basically is the oracle that links up all the real-time data from New York Stock Exchange, from Chicago Mercantile Exchange, from the the bond auctions, and it tells you exactly from the money markets exactly what the real world rate is offering right now. It connects in one simple sentence. It connects the on-chain, the off-chain real world data with on-chain data. And then you decide, and you go, oh, okay, 4.5% or 4.2%, that's a great rate. Well, I don't like that. And you make that decision whether you get into that tokenized asset or not, right? So now, what is also driving the price of Chainlink right now? We've known this. This is what Chainlink does for the last 2 years, 3 or 4 years. People have been bullish on Chainlink. It's always been in the top 20, top 30 coins. But what is driving Chainlink is a meteoric rise right now. So let's have a look at its daily chart. What's been driving it is that there is a reserve called the Chainlink Reserve that's been created. You know how they have the Bitcoin Reserve, the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve? Well, now Chainlink themselves created this Chainlink Reserve. It's basically, imagine all the on-chain service fees that I've just spoken about, and all the, off-chain, fees as well. All of them are now going to be used to be buying Chainlink, and to be put into this Chainlink Reserve, and they don't sell it. They just hold it. It gets locked up. So obviously that's very bullish news. They're creating their own version of MicroStrategy. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by Link or any of these coins I'm going to talk about today. So that's obviously very, very positive. And another thing that's driving it is, if you think like BlackRock, like Trump, so much stable coins is going to get, created, so much tokenization of the world's real estate, of the world's, stocks, equities, bonds, treasury bills are going to get tokenized, and they're all coming on chain, then which oracle, which crypto protocol is going to be the eventual winner? Well, what happened is basically recently Chainlink just signed a partnership with ICE, which is the Intercontinental, exchange. And people are like, what's the Intercontinental Exchange? Is that like European Continental, ICE? No, Intercontinental Exchange is actually the parent of New York Stock Exchange. It's literally the New York Stock Exchange where SP 500 is traded, where some of the NASDAQ stocks are traded, right? So what they do, then they sign a deal where they're going to integrate those real-world pricing data from the New York Stock Exchange, right? For whether it's foreign exchange like US dollar euros, US dollar Japanese yen, to gold, silver, equities, and then SP 500, Spider, QQQ, Nasdaq, Apple, Nvidia, all of that, right? And then place that data across different blockchains. It's not just Ethereum, it's just not just Sui, not just Solana, but across 37 major blockchains. So then we talk about these tokenized stocks. Then they can trade knowing what price they're traded at on the New York Stock Exchange, on the Nasdaq, right? So just to talk about the recent major partners that Link has had, ones such as UBS, JP Morgan, Swift itself, Euroclear, Mastercard, Franklin Templeton, some major ones, and this is so Chainlink is also now cross-chain interoperable across like these 37 chains via this CCIP protocol that's coming out. So okay, I don't know if you've been following it, but it has been pretty bullish, and I've been talking about it for the last 4 or 5 months, and if not publicly, then at least in my Discord. So we can see that like Solana, it has actually been holding its major trajectory up here, right? Had a scary bounce off here, but we've recovered. And basically, look, we can see a major trend line here, and it has just broken this major trend line, pressure line from the all-time high up to here. Oh, actually, We're coming up to it. We're coming up to it. We're almost there right now. So if we link the all-time high to where we are now, we can see the pressure line will be something like this, and I do expect that to be 20. Let's call it $28. And I think we're going to experience some major pressure there. Once we break through, then then $31 and $36, and then obviously all-time high 52. I think we have a decent chance at running to 52. It's already quite large. It's already a few $1 billion. But Chainlink looks like it's going to be the major winner as the oracle when all this tokenization, when all this RWA, real world assets and stablecoin narrative, basically comes online, comes onto Web3. Basically, when Web2 gets tokenized and comes onto Web3, I think it's Chainlink is looking like the one that's getting that institutional adoption. Now, another coin that I'd like to talk about is actually, I'll give you guys a clue. This was made in my video, this wire coin was actually in my video, I think 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I spoke about it, and now it's basically had this meteoric run. I'm making this video in the Sunday afternoon, 1:40 p.m. US time. So so far, no pullback yet. But I'm sure, like all coins, it's going to have a massive pullback. When I made the video and gave out the alert, it was around here, like $1, like 150K. Now it's at 3 mil. So 20x run, and it's heading for all-time high. All-time high is basically just at 0045. It's now at 003. And they still haven't announced their big news yet. Apparently they keep on hinting and teasing they could have some major institutional adoption news coming out, and it's still just at 3 mil. Like this coin's a partner of Circle, which is USDC, again, world's largest stable coin. But that's actually not the coin I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the folks who missed out, who didn't watch my video 2 days ago. It's had a 20x run, but I think we're just only getting started now. I think we could have some more legs after this. The reason I'm talking about this is because I'm noticing, as I've been saying for the last day or so, I'm noticing some major big runners within the Virtues AI agents world. So here's another example people have been asking me about. This is Preddy. Preddy is basically, again, on Virtues. These are all like that wire coin that I just showed you guys, 717 Capital AI, and also Preddy. They're all AI agents created on Virtues. It's kind of like Pump.fun, right? But the platform's called Virtues, and they create these AI agents. Well, you can actually go on, any user can go on there and create them. And basically, they've been having these quite big pumps. This was also a 20x or 10x run since the bottom. And I didn't call that at the bottom, but it's been like at least a 6 or 7x run for folks who have been following me on this as well. And even this Dora, which is also, we notice, AI agent on Virtues had a big pop today, right? I'm not sure if this move is real or it's gonna keep going or not, but lately, as I've been saying, I am noticing that that Virtues is getting some AI agents waking up and making these pops. So even though Virtues, as I covered it yesterday, has been breaking its long-term support trend line, right? It's gone down. But if these, so this 0.96 or 96 cents area is where I think the support is. But if there are all these AI agents on Virtues that are making these big moves, then sooner or later, I think Virtues itself could take off. It's kind of like if coins, on Pump.fun or Let's Bonk.fun, on Pump.fun are doing well, then Pump itself would do well. So if a lot of AI agents on Virtues are doing well, then I think Virtues will turn around and have another run up to at least this, $3.40 area. because it is the platform. Okay, thank you for your time, folks. I'll catch you next episode.